this is Lisa Mellon with the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Today we have traveled to Marienville, Pennsylvania to talk with longtime resident and business owner of Yeany's Maple of Marienville, Dave Yeany. Now Dave, I would love to talk to you about all your secrets and tips on making amazing maple syrup, but what we really wanted to discuss today is the third annual Forest County Bigfoot Festival, which will be held here in Marienville on June 9th, 10th, and 11th in the town circle. So Dave, can you just talk to us today and give us a little bit of history about the festival?
Sure, Lisa, and thanks for being here with us today. The Forest County Bigfoot Festival was an idea that my wife and I had during the beginning of the pandemic. We were discussing how we could bring more business to Marienville. The pandemic was a very slow time for a tourist town like Marienville, and my wife said, I think we should have a Bigfoot festival, and I agreed with her. I think that a Bigfoot festival would do well in this area. We had seen a lot of interest in the area on Bigfoot. See silhouettes, you'd see little snippets in the social media on Bigfoot. So we thought it was something that would do well. We took it to the Forest County Business Alliance at the time, and I told them about it, and they looked at me like I had two heads. And I said, you know, we really believe in this enough that if you don't want to do it, we'll do it ourselves. So I missed a couple meetings, come back, and the Bigfoot Festival was on the agenda, and it took off. We had a group from the Forest County Business Alliance that helped organize the first festival. And after that, they've kind of backed off. And we have since formed our own 501c3 nonprofit organization called the Forest County Bigfoot Festival, where the proceeds from the festival will go back into the community and will benefit the community of Marienville. Now, when we first came up with it, we had a lot of different ideas on what to do. One thing that my wife and I wanted to make sure that happened was when you came to the Forest County Bigfoot Festival, you know it was a Bigfoot festival. We many times in the business we're in do a lot of festivals, and we go to the festival and it's called XYZ, and you don't know that that's really what the festival is about. So we decided that every vendor that came had to display and sell a minimum of one Bigfoot items. And that's actually worked out really well. There's been a few people that have been kind of disappointed because they didn't have a Bigfoot item or couldn't come up with a Bigfoot item. But it's really very simple. Even our food vendors have Bigfoot items on their menu. They call them Bigfoot hot dogs or Bigfoot hamburgers or whatever, you know, something like that, that ties them to the festival. So people, when they walk up there, they know they're at the Bigfoot Festival. So that's been very successful. This year we have in excess of 100 craft vendors that'll be attending our festival. We have 18 food vendors that will be there. That will help alleviate some of the lines and such that people experienced over the last couple of years. The local restaurants have been inundated with customers during the festival. I know I tried to get into one of them at the end of the festival on Saturday evening the first year, and I could barely get in the door, you know. So we want our businesses to have lots of business, but we also want our festival goers to have a good experience.
Sure.
So we decided that we would take on more food vendors, and hopefully we will, you know, kind of balance that out between the local businesses and the businesses at the festival, because we want those businesses to be successful also, because if they aren't successful, they won't come back.
Absolutely.
And they are really what makes our festival.
Well, kind of talking about your vendors, what kind of craft vendors have you had in the past or you're expecting to see this year?
Well, the craft vendors, it's really interesting, some of the things that they come up with. Some people have pottery items with Bigfoot on them. A lot of people make signs with Bigfoot sayings and images of Bigfoot on them. We have people with shirts, clothing. We have a vendor this year that's making Bigfoot gnomes. You know, that's what's kind of interesting. But, you know, it's really, you know, the limit is their imagination. I know we have one vendor that's going to be new this year, and they make masks. They make silicone masks that you can actually wear, you know, and put on as a Bigfoot, you know, go costume party, whatever, you know, and other items like that.
And I think you have a wood carver as well.
We actually have 2 chainsaw carvers this year. Last year we had Snuffy DiStefano from over Ridgeway area, St. Mary's that way, I believe he is, set up. He was here, he's been here 2 years, and he makes Bigfoot images, and they do very well. And then we had another carver contact us to participate in a festival this year, and I felt that the festival grounds was big enough that we could accommodate 2. So one is actually set up at the end of the vendors on Spruce Street, near the end of the food court, and the second one will be set up near the fire hall on North Forest Street at the end of the craft vendors. So there's really actually probably 100 yards difference between the 2 of them. So they'll be far enough apart that you'll get to walk through all the vendors and get to see what everybody has and experience 2 different carvers, you know, and 2 different styles, which I think is unique. I've been to carving events, and it's kind of unique to see the different styles of different carvers.
Well, I know I'm certainly excited to check them out, but I know you have more than just vendors and food vendors.
Yes, we do.
So what else is going to happen during the festival?
Well, actually the highlight of the festival itself is, I would say, the speakers that we have. We have our keynote speaker is from Virginia. He runs the Eastern Bigfoot Research Organization. He's going to speak. He's going to be a keynote speaker. And then we have Mike Familiant from New Jersey. He has a program called In Shadow of the Big Red Eye. He's actually going to be our MC. He's going to be introducing all the Bigfoot speakers, and then on Sunday he'll be making a presentation. And then we have Les Odell, Jim Boardwine from Virginia. He does some Civil War history along with Bigfoot. There's a gentleman by the name of J.W. Burchick from Butler, Saxonburg area, who is an author. He writes books on Bigfoot. And then we have one gentleman from Tennessee. There's a lot of things going on to make this festival happen, and some of them aren't at immediate recall, unfortunately.
Well, I can understand that. And, you know, when we originally talked, I was amazed by the sheer number of people that have come to attend your festival.
Yes, we do get a fair attendance. The first year, in particular, we felt there was close to 10,000 people came over the course of the weekend. If anybody's familiar with the town of Marienville, everything comes to the center on 66. Well, I walked out on the street on 66 at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and there was cars parked as far as the eye could see in every direction out of town. There was just people everywhere. The second year, we experienced that also. However, Saturday, the crowd kind of dissipated. The weather was a little unfavorable, so that kind of hurt us a little bit. But this year we felt that we would try and help give people more things to do. On Sunday we have 2 speakers that are going to speak on Sunday, and they're going to speak on the Bigfoot topic. And along with those speakers, at the end of the speakers on Saturday where we have a roundtable discussion with all of the speakers, because just like anything, everybody has their own idea and their own opinions on the Bigfoot phenomena and on cryptid creatures and whatnot. So you get to listen to these 6 people who are supposedly experts in their field and have done a lot of research. You get to hear them discuss their opinions with their peers, which and then you also have the opportunity to ask questions too. So I think that makes for a unique experience also. But in the middle of all those speakers, we have a couple fun events. One, we have a biggest foot contest where it's free entry. You get to come up and I measure your feet and see how big your foot is, and the person with the biggest foot wins a prize. And so that's kind of fun. And then we also have a Bigfoot calling contest. That is a blast in itself, to hear people go through their own rendition of calling Bigfoot. We've had some people that were very, very convincing. So it's a real fun thing also. It just gives people a chance to blow off a little bit. Our festival is for everybody. It's for people who believe in Bigfoot, it's for people who don't believe in Bigfoot, and people who just want to have some fun. It's open to everybody. We also have a Bigfoot hunt, where we will sell you a hunting license to come out into the Yeany National Forest and hunt for Bigfoot silhouettes. We have 10 8-foot Bigfoot silhouettes that are marked with a unique number, and I place them in the forest and make up a list of clues, and with your hunting license you receive a list of those clues. It's like a big scavenger hunt.
Oh, that sounds fun.
People can go out and drive around and look for them, and it's a way for people to hunt Bigfoot and to also explore Forest County.
Which, as you can see, this is just absolutely gorgeous. Can you tell our viewers where we are in Forest County now?
Yes, we are currently at the Beaver Meadows Recreation Area, just north of Marienville on the Job Corps Road. The impoundment, I think, is over 100 acres. The dam we're sitting on was built by the CCC boys back in the 30s, and at one time it held walleye and pike and bass, but they've done some repair work on it, and the lake had been drained. So now we have kind of catfish, sunfish, bluegill, that type of thing. But you can bring your canoe or kayak here and kayak around and experience the wildlife. I mean, in the spring I've seen loons here. There's Canadian geese. There's all kinds of waterfowl come through here in the spring. It's a great area to come birding if you're a birding enthusiast. We've seen Canadian warblers, red-breasted nuthatch, black-throated warblers, just all types of migrant birds come through here in the spring. And in the summertime, it's home to a lot of these birds also. And then also, if you're fortunate, you can see otter and beaver swimming in the lake. There's lots of deer. Once in a while, you'll see a bear. So it's a really unique area. Forest County is a unique area. We have tons of forest land that are owned by the Yeany National Forest, and some are privately owned by timber companies, that allow for outdoor recreation. There's horse trails, there's hiking trails, there's snowmobile trails. We have a new paved bike trail that goes from Marienville to Clarion now, where you can ride your bicycle. It's the Four Seasons Trail in Marienville. When it hits Clarion County, it's Route 66 trail. That's on the old Knox Cane Kinzu rail bed, originally Chessie System rail bed, and that'll take you clean to the skywalk at Kinzu that used to be the Kinzu Bridge. The locomotive used to leave Marienville and take a excursion train to the bridge at Kinzua State Park. Unfortunately, that bridge blew down, I believe it was in 2001 or 2002. So there's a 645-foot skywalk that you can walk out onto the above the valley floor of the Kinzua Creek, and just take in all of its beauty. It's an amazing place, and Marienville is a good place to come and base out of and enjoy a lot of these areas that we have around us. We have Cook Forest State Park, not Cook's Forest, it's Cook Forest State Park. And
duly noted.
You know, everybody wants to call it Cook's Forest. It's Cook Forest. The man that donated the land, his last name was Cook. And then we have Clear Creek State Park up the river. We have access to the Allegheny River. We have access to the Clarion River, the Tynester Creek. There's lots of trout fishing in the spring, and summer there's bass on the Clarion River, muskie in the Tynester. You know, it's just a great place to come and spend time outdoors.
Well, it's definitely beautiful. And Dave, I can tell you, Armstrong is so proud to be able to help support you and your nonprofit organization. It's so important for us to help give back to the community as well. And we think you're doing an amazing job. And we are very excited to be at the festival this year. We hope to capture some of the fun and interesting moments that you've talked about today. But I just really want to thank you for your time, for meeting me out here at this beautiful lake, so that we can discuss your festival. And we encourage you to all come to Marienville on June 9th, 10th, and 11th to join us. And if you want more information, you can visit the event website, which is www.forestcountybigfootfestival.com. Dave, again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Lisa.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure also.